If I attempted to build a guitar, it would involve a chainsaw. To think that somebody could walk up to you and go, no, this isn't, I mean, it may appear like someone intelligent and with purpose went to work and shaping wood, bending wood, and all of this, and it may look like that, but really what you have here is a tree. Well, it just grew in such a shape, and, well, eventually a cavity developed here in the center. Probably some smaller rodents and some bugs hollowed it out. And you've got these, well, these, I know they look like, but it's really a petrified vine here that just happens to have wrapped itself around this. I mean, it's just, given enough time, things like that can happen. You know, it can happen. You got to be an idiot to believe that, to talk like that. You got to be an idiot. I do mean that. You got to be a fool, man. Looking like a fool with your brains on the ground. You have to believe something as outrageous as that, and that's not a living thing that can reproduce. That's just an instrument. An instrument. I mean, as sophisticated as that thing may be, it doesn't live and reproduce. And the ridiculous things that they say. I mean, the bombardier beetle, I mention him all the time. I like the bombardier beetle. The bombardier beetle, he shoots fire out of his backside, which amazingly doesn't launch him forward like a jet either. That's another thing that's quite fascinating. But everything has to be just right. You can't do trial and error as a bombardier beetle and try to get the recipe right on the enzymes that come together and burn the predator. You can't mess up on this. You can't, by trial and error, go, okay, now, we need a little more of this, a little less of that. Didn't work so good last time. You've got to have it exactly right from the beginning, or you're going to blow up. You're going to blow yourself up. You'd be like, I mean, just think about it, the disaster that can happen. These unsophisticated laboratories that are popping up in trailers all over Maine. Labs where they're cooking meth. Bad things happen. It's dangerous. And when law enforcement discovers them and they don't go bust, they send the hazmat guys in. Because that whole process of guys without a whole lot of, I mean, they went to crime school at taxpayers' expense, traded a lot of information, got out and said, okay, we're going to do this. We're going to make, that's it. We're going big time. We're going into business. But they're not real, they didn't spend a whole lot of time in actual science class. And bad things happen through the trial and error of people trying to mess with chemicals. You know what I mean? I mean, really bad things happen. Powerful things happen. I'm just trying, for a second, just trying to imagine a bombardier beetle, just any kind of a bug going, I'm gonna do it. It can't happen. Nothing ever just happens. It has to be made. There's a genius behind it, and it's got to be made complete. Oh, the foolishness of man's thinking that we could make life in a test tube. That we could just have all of these proteins together and just keep electrifying it, and eventually, bang, come up with an amino acid. Any living thing has to be complete right from the beginning. It can't get complete later. It's got to be complete and reproducible. It's got to live long enough to be not only complete, but have all of the mechanisms in itself to reproduce. I can't believe anybody would ever believe the theory of evolution. Any aspect of it, not one aspect of it, is in any way intelligent. There's only one thing. I remember as a boy looking at mammals' feet and thinking, there's a similar design. My dog has toes and fingers. I remember looking at the bat's wing going, say, the bat's wing looks just like a hand with really, really long fingers and a little thumb, and they hang on them. That's it. That's it. A similar design here and there ought to indicate a mutual designer, that if it works, it works. If it works here, it'll work there. There is not one intelligent reason. People embrace evolution for only one reason, and that is their bias, their bigot. They're bigoted heart. They don't want the truth of God to be true. Everybody suspects what the truth is, and they run from it. They resist it. And if somebody offers them something, they will grasp at it desperately, going, yes, just give me that, and that comforts me, the notion that I don't have to answer to God. I don't have to. There's no God who created us. There's no genius behind it all. Well, I'll leave you with Albert Einstein's statement that there is no other option, he said, but that the universe must be the product of a mind. I wish we had more time, because I could go on and on all day long attacking evolution. It's just joy. It's really fun. It's really easy. It's so easy. I've enjoyed the debates I've had. And you know what? It's an easy debate to have, because you could be talking to the evolutionists and go, yeah, okay, but you still got a dog. Okay? A dog is still a dog. When kind reproduces according to kind, just like the Bible says. Everything reproduces according to kind. Are there changes within the kind? Yep, sure. Variations of size, color, but when you're done, it's still that same kind. And you can try to crossbreed. You can take a buffalo and a cow close enough together that they can actually mate, and you can come up with a beefalo, which makes a fine hamburger. But it's not reproducible. You could take a horse, mate them with a donkey. They're close enough. And you come up with a mule, but it's sterile. Kind reproduces according to kind. It's all built in. It's all designed. All of it. There's a recipe. There is a formula for every single living thing. And there's a recipe writer. There's a genius behind it all. But here, it says, the wrath of God is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men who hold the truth in unrighteousness. You want to know why God's mad at the world? You want to know why the wrath of God is hanging over the human race? Is because people hold the truth in unrighteousness. Because they don't want the truth to be the truth. So they do everything they can to suppress it.